Well, good morning, everyone. I'm up by this white oak tree where I have been watering it all summer. I've compared it to some of the other oak trees that are next to this one that I haven't watered. And this one has got many more acorns on it, which I suspected, and the acorns are much larger. So just as an example, hopefully you can see that there are some areas where I've got 6 and 7 acorns in a cluster. And then throughout the branches, you can just see them full of acorns, thousands and thousands of amazing white oak acorns. So going to collect these up and going to spread them in areas where I want other white oaks to grow. All right, I've got about 1/4 of a pail picked. I've got to guess there's several hundred white acorns in this bucket. And I'll be taking them out today and scattering them in other areas that I'd like to plant. And the reason I'll spread them today is because white oak acorns especially, and most acorns, once they hit the ground, they want to sprout. So if you try to keep them, they're going to sprout. You put them in the refrigerator, they're probably going to sprout on you. So you're best to collect them now and spread them where you want them to grow next year. All right, we're going to be heading out to another area and we're going to collect some more acorns. This time it's going to be from a tree that we haven't watered. So as I walk around the house, I've got 8 to 10 white oak trees that surround it. All right, I'm going to stop here. It's quite an old white oak tree here behind me. You can see it right here. And it has really been producing acorns this year. Many of them are much smaller because I did not water this tree. But it is dropping a significant amount of acorns, so I'm going to collect these and see how they look. Well, here you go. I've got about 3/4 of a bucket full of these white oak acorns. All right, I'm heading out to another spot to pick some hazelnuts this time. Early September, a lot of leaves are dropping. We've had really an extended, I think a pretty severe drought here where I've never seen the plants and the trees and the leaves look so thirsty. It seems like the leaves are about 2 to 3 weeks. I think I'm going to stop right here. Let's take a look at this right here. Four-wheeler wants to back up on me. Slow down. All right, I'm stopping here along the driveway because right along here there's a number of oak trees. These are Burr oaks. There might be 6 or 7 or 8 of them right here. They're one of the trees that you saw in the oak savannas of years ago. They're almost more important. Oh, there we had an acorn drop. So looking down here, let me show you a Burr oak acorn. So the Burr oak acorn has these caps on them, and you can tell that they're a Burr oak tree and an acorn by that fuzzy cap. And they are all over the driveway here. So I think I'm going to stop and I'm going to set up here. I'm going to pick these up. Oh, they go all the way along up the driveway. Well, these are much larger than the white acorns, darker. And what I'm finding is a lot of those that I just swept are just caps. And when they hit the ground, the nut fell out of the cap, or the cap fell off the nut. And I think a lot of them are laying along the side of the driveway, so you'll probably see me collecting those too. I think I'll stop here. Got a coffee can full of these Burr oak acorns, and I'm going to take them. All right, let's go find some hazelnuts. So the hazelnut is the 6th largest consumed nut in the world. And this property is absolutely loaded with hazelnut bushes. I call them bushes because they don't grow really more than 8 feet tall here. Some areas they'll grow as trees. We'll stop up here along the side of the driveway. You notice there's a lot of yellow branches on the side of the driveway. Those are hazelnut bushes that have been drying out. And I'm going to go up to an area where they're particularly thick. Here we go, on the left and the right. That's a particularly very large hazel bush. So let's stop here. All right, we've stopped here along the driveway, and I'm going to walk up on this hazel brush right here. This is one of the larger bushes on the property itself. It's probably 30 feet long by 20 feet wide. It's been growing here a number of years. The drought has taken its toll on it. I did come out here yesterday, and I don't know if you're going to be able to see. We'll try, but it is absolutely loaded with hazelnuts. So I'm going to spend some time in here. I'll pick them. I'll show them to you after I've harvested them. There's probably several hundred in here. So this is what they look like. There's probably 6 or 7 hazelnuts inside, and we'll look at those later. It's good to get them quickly here because right now they're ripened, and squirrels, turkeys, deer, grouse, and especially blue jays will pick them out. I've got a lot of blue jays here. I've had a number of people out here, and they're always amazed at the amount of hazel nuts throughout the property. I'm going to guess there's 50 to 100 of these bushes scattered just along the roadside coming into my home. It's kind of looking like the seeds are pretty small this year, given the drought. So hopefully they're viable. Find another location. Here's an example as you go along the driveway. I'll find hazelnuts for about the next 2 weeks on the driveway where squirrels, birds, maybe turkeys have taken them out, and they find them much easier to consume. So after about 3 hours of work this morning, I've separated the white acorns from the Burr oak acorns, and I've got some work to do to actually remove the caps. Those caps probably should fall off pretty naturally. This is what the nuts look like when they come out. And then on the right hand side here, these are the hazelnuts, and I've already started pulling some of the hazelnuts out. So pretty darn good morning. It was fun doing it, and glad you could come along. In a future video, what I'll be doing is I'll be showing you where I'm spreading these and hoping to regrow hazelnuts in Burr oak and white oak. I also had a chance to stop over at a neighbor's house. They said they had lots of apples that had fallen, so also picked a 5-gallon pail of apples. I did try them. They were absolutely excellent, so looking forward to using those too.